Okay, so if we can, first of all, my name is Terry Murphy. I'm your acting mayor. I want to first of all thank you for your commitment to investing, to starting a business in Holyoke, and trying to make Holyoke a better community. I want to thank Tessa and her staff for working with you to help you through EforAll to get to where you are today. And my goal today is to let you have a chance to promote your business, to discuss the benefits of EforAll, and hopefully, I know we've got 2 newspapers here, to be able to have a story that promotes you to the community. Let's see if we can open up some doors, expand your markets. So as we do this, if you wouldn't mind, we are being recorded, so if you wouldn't mind, I want you to introduce yourselves, introduce your business. If you want to give an address or a description of what you intend to do with your business, and then we can try to promote it. So that's the goal of what I'm doing this. But on behalf of everybody in the city, I want to thank you. So whoever would like to be the first one up, and Tessa, if you don't mind, I'm going to have you be the first one up. I just want you to talk. I want you to talk EforAll, and then go from there.
Awesome, cool. Thank you so much to Mayor Murphy for having all of us here today. It's so good to see all of you in person. It's been a while. I'm going to stand right here. And for those of you who, I mean, you all know what EforAll and Spark is all about, but for those who are listening or watching and don't know, EforAll is a program that's actually, we are headquartered in Lowell, Massachusetts, and the 3 of us, me, Jane, and Gabby, run the Holyoke site. So we serve the whole Pioneer Valley. We have everything available in English and Spanish. So our Spanish language program is called Para Todos, and we just launched that in the summer of 2020. So we are about to head into our 3rd cohort and our 6th cohort for EforAll. So we're really excited. As you all know, our goal is to help people like you start businesses, be successful, have the foundation and the education and the resources that you need to grow your business. We provide mentorship. We provide volunteers like Johan, who's one of our volunteers, come and speak to the cohorts about certain topics. We work with a wide variety of partners to offer our programming, and we are fortunate to do this entirely for free because of grants and donors and foundations and corporate sponsors. The City of Holyoke has supported us through Community Development Block Grants for the last 3 years, and so we're grateful for that. And basically, I just wanted to thank Mayor Murphy for inviting us here so that the community and everyone can learn about what you're doing. It's not easy to start a business. A lot of you have gone through the pandemic, and you are coming out on the other side. But you all make me so proud, and you have worked so hard. And so I just want the opportunity for you all to be able to talk about the good things and the bad things, because no one believes that it's all rainbows and sunshine. And I know firsthand because I see you all go through it. So with that, I'm going to start with you, Sandra. You knew it. I used to do this in class too. I'd look at you and be like, let's have you go first. So why don't you give your 60-second pitch, and then we'll go from there.
So my name is Sandra Morales Rubio. I was born and raised here in Holyoke, and my husband and I own Totally Baked 413, right adjacent to the PVTA bus station at 206 Maple Street. And we have a cafe/bakery, and we serve breakfast and lunch all day. And on the weekends, we are closed. We're open Monday through Friday, 7 to 3. On the weekends, we're closed, but I'm still there working on custom cake orders, and I have a lot of weddings coming up now that COVID restrictions have been lifted. We've been getting very, very super busy. So I'm grateful to the community. We've had a tremendous backing up from the community. I posted on Hello Holyoke, and we can't keep up with the demands. It's been good. Despite COVID, we opened in late March, and things are getting busier and busier. and we're very thankful to the community for that. I went through Spark Holyoke the first time. I was the last cohort, and then EforAll came along, and I started reading about EforAll, and what really interested me was the mentors. We didn't have that in the Spark program, and I said, well, I want to do this again because I want to have some mentors, and I was matched up with some amazing mentors who stayed with me even after the year and saw me through the opening of the business. And really, they met with me, and they're still available whenever I need them. They tell me, you know, email us, call us, we'll meet whenever you want. And that's been super helpful to have a set of mentors that I can go to when I have questions or I'm not sure, or things aren't going quite the way I expected, and I can bounce things off of them and get some feedback from them. So that's been one of the amazing things with EforAll. I also got some funding, some money. I was able to upgrade my 4-quart mixer to a 20-quart mixer. And so by doing that, I was able to multiply the amount of frosting and cake batter and everything that I was making, and really just in about 15, 20 minutes be able to do what used to take me about 2 hours. So that's where we're at. Yes, thank you.
Yes, you guys, if you haven't gone yet, you have to try her lunch. So
It is delicious. I can vouch for that as well. Hi, everybody. I'm Ross Gibaldi. I am the co-founder of Learn in Motion. With my husband, I went through Spark. We started our business in 2016 in the summer, and I walked into my first Spark class 9 months pregnant with this little girl, Gaia, next to me. And yeah, Spark really transformed my life in so many ways. Our business kind of pivoted. We are a preschool sports company originally, and then started doing movement-based enrichment programming, primarily in the Holyoke public schools. So now we work at Morgan Elementary. We work with the Connections After School program. We do community events, and yeah, I facilitated the last couple of cohorts of Spark, and have been a mentor for EforAll. I serve on the advisory board for EforAll. And I actually work now thanks to an introduction from Tessa at Valley Venture Mentors in Springfield. So Spark really put me on a whole new trajectory for my life, and got me interested not only in building my business, but helping other people to build their own businesses as well. I think entrepreneurship has a transformative impact for individuals and communities, and I'm so excited and proud and honored to be a part of this community. And yeah, that's all. You can find us at www.learninmotionma.com.
Hi, my name is Nicole Ortiz. I own Crave Food Truck as well as Crave Holyoke. I was in the winter 2020 cohort for EforAll. I also did a pitch contest for EforAll before that. EforAll has just been like so monumental to my business, which now has 15 part-time employees. 2 of them actually are full-time. So that was like all EforAll. I entered the program just with the idea of starting the food truck. And they gave me all the things I needed. The mentorship was like the biggest part. And then like Tessa and Jane, anything that they ever helped with, anything that I needed help with, I could just ask them. But the mentorship was definitely huge, and I can still call my mentors. I still text them all the time. So just like the mentorship and being introduced to lawyers, learning about bookkeeping, taxes, they just give you like that footing that you need to go to the next step. I probably still would have started the food truck without EforAll, but I don't know if I'd be operating right now. It probably would have been even further down the line. So they just kind of give you like like the motivation to just like do the next step, to take it to the next step, to launch the business. Just being surrounded with other people in my cohort too that were doing things, going after their dreams, it just gives you that motivation to take the next step. So yeah.
We work together. All right, so my name is Juan, and this is Elsie Vazquez, and we're married, and we own a business together. Our business is, We own 413 Family Fitness in Holyoke. We're at 9 Dillon Ave, Holyoke, Massachusetts, right next to Nick's Nest. Before joining EforAll, Tessa been like haunting me to join EforAll for like a while. And I personally train her. So at 413, we dance, we do fitness, we also do one-on-one training. Our mission is to provide a unique environment for your overall health and movement, and also give you a party while we're doing it. But when pandemic hit, we had a chance to do EforAll. Before that, we started our business 3 years ago, and we were doing pretty good. And before COVID, we were looking like we were about to do better, and then COVID hit, and then we declined. It gave us a chance to learn more about the business. Me and my wife just jumped in, trying to figure everything out, and then EforAll gave us the chance to learn what we needed to learn to make our business better. And through COVID, we learned how to pivot, we learned how to change things, how not to be the same, just how to make your business better overall. Our mentors are great. We meet up with them all the time. We just had our last meeting with them, last month, and we're still gonna keep meeting with them. Without them, we won't be where we're at. And that's it, basically, for now.
And I just want to say, you've got to be the most patient person. And I say that with love. I love you.
All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Isaias Rosario. My company is Infused Element. It's a cannabis-infused product company. I was doing this from home for a while, and I decided I wanted to get into the business legally, so I found EforAll online, just by some other friends. I watched this pitch class, and I saw somebody else pitch something about cannabis, and that's what got me interested in the program. I went and signed up for the program, EforAll, like the last day. It was like November something, whatever. The last day, like 2 hours before the program was shut down, signed up for it. Then I got the emails and the call. We did the whole interviewing process, and I got in. And it's basically it motivates you to actually move forward and start a business when you're in the EforAll program. So it accelerates you to get to where you want to be. It's like a step-by-step program. It's a blueprint. It's basically for anybody who wants to start a business that doesn't know how to go about it can join this program. It's for free too. So I promote it to everybody. I tell everybody about it. But yeah, I'm happy that I joined the program. I've met a lot of people. The reason I joined the program because in the cannabis business, you can't get funding that easily. So I can't go to a bank. I can't open a bank account. I can't get a loan or anything like that. So the main reason I joined the program was to see if I can find funders, people that can give me money to start the business. And that's in the process where I'm at right now. Right now, I'm going to open up a cannabis commercial kitchen in Holyoke on 1 Bigelow Street. And that's, I'm working on that right now with the funding, but I really can't say enough more about the actual EforAll program because if I had that opportunity, let's say 10 years ago, I would have had a business by now already. I've always wanted to open a business. I just didn't know how to go about it. But that's all I have to say right now because right now my company is a startup. I have no employees. It's just me. I'm looking for funding, but once I do get the funding and get the kitchen open, I do want to hire locally, and I want to hire at least 10 to 15 people. Honestly, that's what I've been looking at already so far. There's another production lab that I want to open up in Turner Falls as well. So I'm going to be involved a lot in Western Mass when it comes to the cannabis manufacture and production as well. I want my products to be in the dispensaries locally as well. And that's all I have right now. All right.
Hello, my name is Ezra Blue. I'm from NA Brews, the non-alcoholic beer company down on Front Street. So what we do is we ship and sell non-alcoholic beers all over the country, from Alaska to Hawaii to every state in the U.S. Our biggest thing is that we love being part of Holyoke, and I recently just moved to Holyoke too, so that's a big part too. Yes. And we're out down on Front Street, and our ability is to help the community at the same time. So we're working with Roca, hiring some of their students from over there and having them work in our program. So our biggest thing that with EforAll was that acceleration part of it. And the accelerator is actually what it does. It helps us accelerate our growth exponentially, over 400%. For like example, February we were doing 5,700 in sales, And then March, we did 32,000 in sales. So we just had, and it's still increasing. So the great thing about EforAll was it taught us about managing capital, working with trying to do social media engagement, kind of building it without going straight into advertising, which was our best movement forward, because we're trying to start a revolution. And the fact that most people are stigmatized by drinking non-alcoholic beer, so we're trying to destigmatize that. And it really has been pushing really well. And so we're at the farmers market on Saturdays. If you want to swing by, get a nice cold knob brew at the same time. And we do pick up and all that. But our biggest thing is that we want to grow with Holyoke, because we have other business opportunities part of our company that we are growing also. So we look to see that community growth, that community help at the same time with grants and programs like that.
Because it's quite echoey. My name is Liam Malone. I am the founder of Uprising Agricultural Collective here in Holyoke, and I specialize in hydroponics. I was simultaneously kind of bitten by the hydroponic bug as well as entrepreneurship in around 2018 when I returned to college after working at the mall for over a decade and finally deciding I kind of want to work for myself. So I can't really say enough about EforAll. I think I was very fortunate in that I was getting more formal academic training for entrepreneurship, but the amount of resources, the wide breadth with which EforAll really does make entrepreneurship for everyone was kind of completely different. The amount of mentorship, the amount of resources, the amount of people I know I can literally just make a phone call or send an email to get that question answered is unparalleled, and all for free. It's insane. I probably wouldn't have signed up for college, but then again, that's a whole other story. Currently, I am struggling to try and find investment. I think Holyoke represents an incredible opportunity. We in this city have so much ample space, whether it be warehouses that haven't been used, paper mills, any number of things, just sitting, waiting for something to go in. And honestly, the cannabis industry is a great thing. I think that bringing that in here is able to utilize some of this space, and it brings down one of the most expensive things in terms of overhead for any hydroponic growing, and that's your electricity. Here we have municipal power that, oh my God, I'm not even going to spend $50 on my electric bill this month with 2 air conditioners. It is insane. So I really want this city to be able to balance that, though. I think the cannabis industry is wonderful, and I think that bringing it legitimacy and inviting it into a city to be able to bring jobs is wonderful. But at the end of the day, I think there's also room and ample space to be able to look at feeding people, too. I think at the end of the day, we really need to look at what will provide long-lasting skills for people as well. The skills that I have learned, I can scale to any space whatsoever. I can do it in my basement, or I could do it in a space this big. And I think once people learn those skills, they're translatable. And they're translatable throughout generations, throughout families, throughout social circles. And it's something that can really not only uplift our city, but the people itself. So, here I am. I'm trying to find investment, and in the meantime, just working my butt off.
Hi all, my name is Katy Moonan. I'm here for Paper City Clothing Company on behalf of myself and my partner Carlos Pena. We're the co-owners, proud graduates. Thank you, Mayor Murphy, for gathering us. Thank you, Tessa. I always said to Tessa, Mayor Murphy has a good ring to it. The only thing that might be better would be Mayor Murphy-Romboletti, if you may allow me. We'll get there. But just listening to everyone go around, my heart is so full. I think it's a great sampling of why EforAll is so powerful, to be surrounded by like-minded, inspiring people who are builders and who care about their community. So as business owners, for every small business, our community is everything. Nuestra comunidad es todo. And I sort of think of us as the flowers and our customers as pollinators. And without those 2 key elements, our community won't prosper for anybody. And I think what EforAll has that's so special is resources, mentorship, things like that have personally and for our business been transformative. in a way that I could take up way more than 60 seconds describing, but definitely financial resources, capital investments to buy startup equipment, even when that cost is $5,000 or less, that can be a huge barrier. Sometimes people in the business world don't realize even $5,000 is a lot. So we benefited from a micro CDBG grant through EforAll, and I didn't even discuss what we do. We are a custom apparel company and a small retail component as well. So we make apparel, whether it's to represent your brand or to wear something artist designed and printed in-house right here on Dwight Street. Actually, Nicole is rocking one of our originals. Thank you, Nicole. And besides that, our business model is to obviously make money to support ourselves, but also to have some surplus to use it in a social enterprise model where we're creating a platform for young people in Holyoke to learn how to make and sell their own art and other products. So kind of some entrepreneurial education for younger cohorts with partnerships with other organizations. That's a smaller thing that we just started right before COVID, and it's sort of slowly starting to take off, and I could talk at length later about that. But yeah, just a huge shout out, and thank you so much for having us. And I think anybody can have a great idea, a great business idea. There's any number, and probably a lot of us have had ideas that then we see are billion-dollar businesses that somebody else actually did it. The difference between a great idea and a great business is a great business model and a great business strategy, and those two things are really hard to DIY. You need people who know what they're doing. You need mentors. You need EforAll. You need this ecosystem of people to support you while you're doing it. So I think that's why you guys are amazing, and I'm a mentor as well, a very proud mentor, and I just love everything about EforAll, and I really hope we can continue to see it thrive because it contributes in so many ways to our community. So thanks again.
Hello, everybody. I'm Alexcelin Saldaña, Director of Star Dances Unity, located at 172 High Street in Holyoke. Prior to joining EforAll, I was running my business for over 5 years. I did not know what I was getting myself into. I thought I was like one of the feature artists in the movie Honey, just renting a space and having kids go in there, and just have a great opportunity to just go and dance. I found an opportunity, a little bit background myself. I was a kid. I started dancing at 19. I wish I had the opportunity to do it when I was younger. Due to the prior low-income families and being able to have that, I understand the kids out in our community, and I try to provide that space for all of our youth. And there's a lot of talented youth out there, and that's where I thought my opportunity was for. I was so happy once I found out about EforAll Holyoke. I was like, oh, this is awesome, 12 weeks. So I made some arrangements, rescheduled my whole classes with all the kids that I had, and I was able to attend, and I don't think I even missed the class. And even though I was in the field and was having a little bit, information about the business, I didn't know it all. And I was able to have amazing 3 wonderful mentors that still to this day, after 2019, they still reach out to me and assist me at any needs. I was able to continue with 2019 winter cohort for EforAll. Through EforAll, I made a lot of connections. I wouldn't be speaking publicly because this is not what I like to do, but I am able to enhance it, and I learned how to, embrace getting used to uncomfortable situation, getting comfortable with it. And thank you for EforAll for allowing me to network with a lot of different people, pitching every class. We had to stand up and pitch. Opportunity to apply for grants and also be able to feature it in New York Times article as well. And it was a great opportunity. A photographer came from New York and came to take some photos and interview me. It was actually very great. It opened a lot of doors, provided me with more connections to the Holyoke Public Schools. I was at Holyoke High School teaching a class. With the Connections program, I worked in pretty much every school in Holyoke. And I also started a part-time at a Pioneer Valley of Performing Arts charter school in 2019. So I left my mental health job that I was working, juggling both business and this, and just did my business full out, and then COVID hit. So it pivoted a little bit, and I was able to continue to reach out to my mentors after our year was up, and they were still nice enough to help me with the grant. and we fill out some grants as well, and they assist me with all that process. And I think that this is a great opportunity, and it's just continue. And I hope even for youth, because even some of the youth are amazing entrepreneurs out there with amazing ideas, and they're very inspiring. And I think this is a great cohort and amazing staff and a great program. Thank you.
You two are being quiet. That's all right. Do you want to say anything? Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. So I'm a big fan of reading like Malcolm Gladwell and all that fun stuff, and you always look at correlations of how things grow and see how things change. And my biggest thing is like even looking at the EforAll program, being part of like Holyoke and stuff, and in the next 15, 10, 20 years, whatever, we're all going to look at that one kind of like point that changed. And there's a big correlation. I think that community that's built around EforAll and the connections that are happening in Holyoke are kind of true to that. So in the next 10 to 15 years, as Holyoke grows to a certain point where we're looking at it, I think there's going to be this large correlation of programs like EforAll and Spark that are kind of the momentous change that have happened in Holyoke.
So some folks here have mentioned this, but over the last few years, there's been a few ways that we've been able to support our entrepreneurs financially. And so that is a part of the EforAll A Para Todos program is we award funding throughout the year. Small grants, like Katy was saying, you know, sometimes it's a couple thousand, sometimes it's, you know, 500, which can go a long way when you're just getting started. And we've been fortunate, you know, the community development block grants, there was, when COVID first hit, there was a fund that was set up through the Chamber of Commerce. And a lot of our folks, like Alex, applied. And it wasn't, we can talk offline about the process of it, but what those grants have been able to do, and just knowing that they don't have to pay it back, it's just this extra boost. I can't advocate for it more. Just how impactful that can be, and we've had opportunities through mass development as well. I think Katy might have gotten a grant through mass development as well. So those are just, I'm always advocating for those kind of opportunities because a little bit can go such a long way, and a lot of these folks who are here today are not eligible for typical loans from the bank, and so I just wanted to make sure that I threw my name in for that. Okay, good.
I had forgotten to mention that our business had received a community development block grant as well, and that grant really, we're still using equipment that we bought through that. It allowed us to get our LLC, to rent some fields. It was really, really critical at the time, and really was able to launch our business and really get started in a way that we wouldn't have been able to otherwise. We kind of were scrapping and trying to figure things out at the time. I often say when you're starting a business, it's like you're treading water in a violent sea, and then you don't realize that there's a whole life raft like EforAll just like right there in your grasp. But the CDBG grant was really, really transformative for my business as well. So I did just want to say that I appreciated that.
So let me I want to thank you for first of all, your investment. I want to continue to tell you thank you for coming. Thank you for investing. Thank you for obviously creating a lot of partnerships and trust. Thank you for what you've done. If we end up in a situation, I know we have some money for small businesses. There are grants. If you find yourself in trouble, my door is open. I'm there for 5 more months, I think. But my door is open. I will listen to your concern. I will try to help you find a solution. We may not always end up with the exact same solution, but I will try to make sure that you leave there a little bit better than you came, in terms of feeling like you've got a chance to change it, just like I'm sure they made you feel a little better every day you left. Oh, I can do that now. I want you to succeed. I want you to succeed big time. I want you to inspire this community. I want to challenge you because of what you've done to see if you can appear before the Holyoke Public Schools and talk to some of those young kids and inspire them. This is what I've done. You can do the same thing. You might have a better idea and you can create your own future. I want those kids to be inspired by people that have found success, had challenge, but found success. And again, if there's anything I can do, my door is open. Sometimes I wonder if I'm ever going to get a chance to actually do some regular work instead of meet with people. But to me, this is the most important part of the job. If I can put this community and deal one problem at a time and make one situation a little better, eventually the whole community is better. So that's my goal. I want to thank you for coming. It's clearly you're all inspired by this. And again, I'm inspired by hearing your inspiration. So keep up the good work. Keep on working, keep on advocating, and we'll try to do the best we can to make sure that you have a successful business, that you find a way to hire the next 5 or 10 or 15 employees, that you give them a future opportunity to go along with you, and that you are feeling great about living and working in Holyoke. So if there's anyone else who wants to say anything before we go, you're certainly welcome to, but again, I just want to thank you for coming. I wish I could have given you air conditioning, or had a storm and made it cooler, but couldn't quite do that. Absolutely.
Nicole, I'm putting you on the spot a little, but Nicole, we're going to be meeting later. Nicole is just an awesome leader, and I think that's one of the things I also love about the people that we work with and the people that we help is that, you know, they all own their own businesses, and at the end of the day, that's why they're working with us. But you are all also really amazing community leaders, and so Nicole and I were talking about, let's do some kind of downtown business group. I know this has been tried in the past, but I think there's a lot of potential with the new businesses that are opening in, especially this kind of stretch here, like with Crave, we have Totally Baked 413, we have Top Flight Nutrition, who couldn't be here today, and then we have Kai and Eli's. Just a lot of new, exciting, really involved entrepreneurs in this area, and I used to live down here, and now we have our co-work space on High Street, and High Street is awesome, and I think there's just this perception that it's not, and I think, so I'm excited I wanted to give you a little plug, because if anyone wants to get involved with these efforts, especially folks that are located downtown, we want to do all the things, right? Like beautification projects, trash, get some more trash cans, public safety. I know Alex and I have talked a lot about some of his challenges, especially during the pandemic and just the kind of environment that High Street has slowly evolved into when there's not as many people around. So just making sure that all of your customers feel safe, all of your supporters want to come down here. So we'll be reaching out and letting you guys know what comes of that. We're going to work with the chamber on that too. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, and just so you know, I'm next week, I think at 5:30, I'm meeting with the Latino Chamber of Commerce up here. Hopefully it's cooler. Also in a roundtable discussion, so I don't know if any of you are a part of that, but that's, I believe, 5:30 to 6:30 before I go to a city council meeting at 7. So, and I just looking to get ideas. I mean, the more I hear the concerns, I may not have an answer, but somebody's going to have we can do that. Why don't we do this? Why don't we try that? And that's what it's all about. And again, I am wanting to hear your concerns. I'm wanting to hear your suggestions, and then I'm going to try to put those that can be done and get them implemented as quickly as I can. And whether it be the street conditions, the safety, the cleanliness, whatever it is, transportation, roads, whatever we can do to make your business have a better chance for success, that's something that I should be doing, and I will try to do. Juan?
I just want to just talk about just a little concern. Because like, what was your name again? Liam? Like how Liam said that we have a lot of properties in Holyoke. And I've been a resident in Holyoke for 42 years, and this is my home. And I don't want to take my business anywhere else. I want to build it here. And there's nothing out here. I look all the time, and especially something affordable and nice area. You know, I looked everywhere in Holyoke. I'm always looking, and it's just like there's nothing in Holyoke that is affordable, great space, especially for my business is my family, and I want my family to be safe and be happy where we located, and for the community. I want something built here for Holyoke, for the community, for the kids, and just for everyone. But you know, that's my only concern is finding location, you know, like in Holyoke, you know. A bigger space, yeah. I like to dance a lot.
I've heard that about you. I know Juan, he used to be the director at the YMCA when I used to work out. He used to give me a lot of grief. He still gives you grief? Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad to see that he hasn't changed too much. No, I trying to find space and trying to make sure that we put together areas that are good for bringing people in. I mean, those are all part of the process. And, you know, if there are areas that you're saying, why can't we do this? You know, let me know, and I'll try to get people together and see, all right, what are we doing wrong here that makes people not feel comfortable? What can we do to make the situation so that people start to feel like, I'm going to go there, I don't have a problem. I know one of the things, you know, I grew up in South Holyoke, and I can walk South Holyoke right now, and I don't have any problem. But other people, you walk down there, so there's a psychological thing. So some of it is just getting into doing something, and wow, they're successful, and they've had no problems. I guess I can go there too. Now, it's not always that way, but image and someone's view of what it is not always the facts. And so we got to portray ourselves better too. So, and I do try to make sure we try to do that. So, okay. Thank you all very much for coming. I appreciate it. Good luck. And again, if there's anything, she's got my number, but you're free to call City Hall, and we're opening up without appointments, so you can come on in. If there's any concern, I'll try to deal with it. Okay, thank you very much.